Welcome back to the Good News Podcast. I'm your host, Privileged Truth, and I'm so glad you joined me today for a conversation that I know is on so many hearts, finding peace in a chaotic world. Whether it's the noise of our daily lives, the challenges we face, or even the burdens we carry in our hearts, peace can sometimes feel just out of reach. You agree? But here's the good news. God's peace isn't just possible, it's promised. In John 14:27, Jesus says, "Peace I leave you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." So today, we're diving into how you and I can experience that peace, no matter what chaos surrounds us. So let's get started. You ready, fam? All right. Segment 1, Understanding Peace. Let's start by talking about what peace really is. When you think about peace, what comes to mind? Maybe it's the absence of conflict, quietness, or a sense of calm. But the peace that God gives goes way deeper, fam. It's not just the absence of something, it's the presence of someone. See, the Bible describes God's peace as something that surpasses all understanding. That means it's not based on circumstances. It's a peace that steadies your heart when life feels unsteady. It's a peace that reminds you you're not alone, no matter what storm you're facing. So just do me a favor and take a moment and ask yourself, where do you feel a lack of peace in your life right now? Maybe it's in your family. Maybe it's in your workplace, or maybe it's even in your own mind right now. Today, I want to encourage you, though, to bring that to God as we talk about how to find peace. Is that a deal? All right, then. We're going to go into segment 2, which is the practical steps to peace. Now that we know the kind of peace that God offers, how do we actually experience it? Well, I came up with 3 different practical steps to invite peace into your life. So with that being said, let's get started. The first one is spending time with God. You cannot experience peace if you're disconnected from the source of the peace. Makes sense, right? That's like you trying to get power from an outlet, but you're not plugged into it for it to operate the microwave. So make time for prayer and reading his word so that you can connect with God and spend time with him. He said, go to your little quiet place, your secret quiet place, which means he wants it to be private between you and him. In Psalms 119, 165, it says that great peace has those who love your law, and nothing can make them stumble. When you're rooted in God's truth, peace becomes part of your foundation. So next time that you're feeling you're going through something, just remember, if you have a relationship with God and you're connected with him, his promise is that you will have great peace. So stay connected to him and nothing can make you stumble. Stay rooted in his truth and peace becomes your foundation. And I have to say, guys, it's really true. It took me a long time to learn this, almost my whole life, but I caught on to it and it does make life so much better. Like, even when I'm going through the worst of the worst, there's this sense of peace that's always on me. And I get why they call it the peace that passes all understanding, because our brains cannot fathom or comprehend where the peace comes from in the midst of all the chaos. With that being said, we're going to go to number 2, which is surrendering your worries. In Philippians 4, 6 and 7, Paul tells us, don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God. Peace comes when we release control and trust God with what we cannot handle. What is one thing you're holding on to today that you need to really surrender? And, be honest with yourself. I know sometimes we don't want to tell the truth to ourselves. Sometimes it's hard to face, but we need to face it and be honest with ourselves and confront it. Which takes us to number 3, which I feel is very important. And a lot of people overlook this step when it comes to God. But it's very, very important to practice gratitude. Because gratitude shifts your focus from problems to God's goodness in your life. Instead of you worrying about what's wrong, focus on all the things you're grateful for that He is doing. It shifts the energy around you and everything, that you stay out of a negative state of mind. So if you take a moment each day to just thank Him for His blessings, even in the hard times, there's always something to be grateful for, right? If you really, really think about it, it's probably a million things you could think of. Number 1 is you woke up, you breathing. You feel a sunrise, a kind word, or just the promise of His love. See, these aren't just spiritual practices, y'all. They're lifelines to God. And the beautiful thing is, the more that you practice them, the more peace become a natural part of your life. I've watched my life transform in the last year because I learned the practice of gratitude. You guys got to try it out. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So we're going to go into segment 3, peace in action. I want to share a quick story that illustrates this whole peace in action thing. You guys remember when Jesus calmed the storm in Mark 4? When His disciples, they were scared as the waves had crashed over the boat, and they had woke Him up and they were shouting, "Teacher, teacher, don't you care if we drown?" And what did Jesus do? Remember? He stood up, He rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." The storm obeyed Him, y'all, and there was complete calm. But here's the key. Jesus didn't promise that storms wouldn't come. And that's what I believe we forget. We act like life's supposed to be perfect and nothing is supposed to go wrong. Life is gonna life. That's a new saying for me this year. Life is lifing, because it is. And it's going to. And the more that you accept the fact that it's going to, and you learn how to embrace this peace that passes all understanding by building this relationship with God, you don't have that worry no more. You don't have that stress no more. Even in the middle of the eye of the storm, y'all, you be straight, because He promised that He would be with us in the storm. Y'all got to start taking His word for real. If y'all really love God, truth, you really love God, you really believe in Him, because it starts with belief. You really believe in Him. You believe that His Son died on the cross for us, right? If y'all wouldn't even be still on a podcast right now listening to all this if you didn't believe. So the fact that you believe, you got to believe all His word is true, because God is not a liar, right? Exactly. So if He's saying He promised that He going to be with us in the storm, why do we stress out and worry about it? Because we forget? Or because we doubt? What is it? Each person is probably something different. Because I know when I figured out what it was for me and I started trying to fix it, it's just like any other habit, you got to break it. And I started breaking the habit. I promise y'all, this last year, even through all my struggles, problems, everything, I've been at peace. So with that being said, whatever storm you're facing today, just know that Jesus is on your boat. He in your boat. You're not alone. He see you, He care, and His peace is available to you right here, right now. So as we close today, guys, I want to leave you with this thought. Peace isn't something you have to strive for. It's something that you receive. It's a gift from a loving Father who wants you to rest in His presence. If you're feeling anxious or burdened, I encourage you to take a few moments after this episode to sit quietly and talk to God. Tell Him what's on your heart and invite His peace into your situation. He is our Father. So to all you fathers out there who have children, don't you feel some type of way when you don't hear from your child as they get older and they move out the home, or you know, they getting a little older and they got friends now and they don't want to hug you. They get to acting different. Don't it make you feel some type of way? So imagine how God feel. And women, all you ladies who know what it feel like to have a dad, and the women who don't know what it feel like to have a dad and wish they had that feeling, you already have it. You're just not receiving it. God is our Father, y'all. And the more that we could see it as that, instead of he's this invisible being, he's our dad. He tell us don't do certain things because he care. You're not going to give your 5-year-old the keys to the car because you care. You don't want him to crash. You feel? Man, it's a gift from God. He wants you to rest in his presence, y'all. So, again, if you're feeling anxious, you feel burdened, I'm encouraging y'all. Sit quietly and talk to him. He just want to hear from you. He miss you. He want to hear what you got to say. He know what your heart's saying, but he want to hear it from you. So tell him what's on your heart and invite his peace into your situation. And I'd love to hear from you as well. What spoke to you most today? How can I pray for you this week? You know, just reach out to me. Right down here in the comment section. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Let's walk this journey together. You feel? We're family. Always in Christ. Thank you guys for spending this time with me. I pray that God peace will find your heart and guide you through whatever comes your way this week. Remember, you are loved and you're never alone. I'll see you next time on the Good News Podcast. This is your host, Truth, signing out. Love, blessings, and more to come.